அழிக்கின்ற உடனே அங்கு கிருச்சா என்று சொல்லக்கூடிய ஒரு அசுரன் நெருப்பை கவி கொண்டு வர
Hare Krishna. Mataji, can I start, Mataji? Or we can wait for another 2 minutes.
Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpata rubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। गुरु महाराज की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Harita from Missouri City, Texas, welcoming all of you to this mid-morning Japa session of Bhakti Sangha. I thank all of you for attending this session. Today's session would be the sacred vows of Margasirsha. But before moving to that session, I would request all the devotees to please introduce yourselves. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev Ki Jai Vrinda.
Hare Krishna Vrinda Gopika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much for joining the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna, welcome to the call.
அப்போ இது என்னங்க இந்த முன்னாடி ஓடிட்டே இருக்கிறார், பின்னாடி துரத்திட்டே இருக்கு சுதர்சனம். நீங்க கேட்கலாம், இது என்ன ஏன் சுதர்சனம் அதுல வேகமா போய் கொல்லிட முடியாதா அப்படின்னா, இந்த புறமுதுகை காட்டிட்டு ஓட சுதர்சனம் எல்லாம் கொள்ளாது.
Kripamai Mataji, you are unmuted. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, if anyone wants to introduce themselves.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devidasi from Chicago, Elgin, and all your services, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Yashmati Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Welcome to the call, Mataji, and thank you, Mataji, and all glories to your services, Mataji, and thanks for encouraging me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada, this is Preeti Vilasni Devidasi from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you for your warm welcoming, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Priti Vilasni Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Welcome to the call, Mataji, and thanks for giving this service opportunity. All glories to your services, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, Mataji, are you starting the recording?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I once again welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa Group mid-morning session. Today's session will be on the sacred vows of Margasirsha, the 37th series. And the speaker today is Haridas Varyadas Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Welcome to the call, Prabhuji, and thank you for giving your association and enlightening us on this session today. We are very fortunate to have you on the call today. Before handing over the call, I would like to read the quote of Srila Prabhupada, Prabhuji.
Sure, Mataji.
Yeah. So today's quote is 19th December. The secret of surrendering to Krishna is that such surrendered devotee sees that everything is part of Krishna's plan. Whatever is meant to be, I am doing. Whatever is meant to be, I am doing. Let me do it with my full attention to every detail. Let me become absorbed in such service. Never mind what it is. Let all other considerations be forgotten, and only my desire to do the thing best for Krishna's alone pleasure in my motive. Letter to Jayapataka Swami, December 19, 1972. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hare
Jai
Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada.
Please take out the call, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji, for that wonderful letter. We'll come back to that letter. It seems that every time I read Srila Prabhupada's quotes and before we offer the meanings of Tirupavai prayers, it seems like they are the same. At least for my vision, I feel like Srila Prabhupada is saying the same thing that we are going to discuss today. It's very magical. It's very mystical.
Yes,
First and
Prabhu Krishna.
foremost, yes. First and foremost, I would like to welcome all of you to these sessions. We are very close to our conclusion, but still we are a couple of classes away from concluding our entire talk of more than 36, 37 lectures, where we are discussing deeply about the sacred work of none other than Andal, or Goda Devi as she's called in the northern parts of India, and her work as Tirupavai, the sacred garland of verses that she had strung together for none other than Krishna, following in the footsteps of the Braja Kumarikas, the young gopis of Vrindavan, the young Manjaris. So we have been seeing very progressively these topics, and each one is more esoteric than the ones that we discuss. And we are right now in the thick and thin of the Madhurya Rasa of the last 5 verses of the 30. We are in the 29th verse, and today it's part 2 of 29th verse. So without further ado, let's ask for prayers and benedictions from our previous acharyas, whose abundant blessings are very much important to dive deep into these subject matters. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Ham Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं हरि ओं तत्सत् नीलातुङ्गस्तनगिरितटी सुप्तमुद्बोध्य कृष्णं पारार्थ्यं स्वं श्रुतिसरसिरसा सिद्धमध्यापयन्ति स्वोच्चिष्टायां सजनि निगलितं या भलाकृत्य भुङ्क्ते गोदा तस्यै नम इदमिदं भूय एवास्तु भूयः. I welcome each and everyone to this August gathering of none other than Tirupavai, where we are very systematically seeing the various aspects, the various dimensions, and the meanings of Tirupavai. This work, written by Andal many centuries ago, that is around say 8th to 9th century, she has given a beautiful glimpse into the mood of the gopis. She is following in the footsteps of the gopis. And we have seen that how she has woken up all her Gopika friends. She has woken up Krishna as well. And while conversing with Krishna, now she asked for the famous parai or the drum Krishna gave all the drums also to none other than Andal. She received all the different kinds of drums. And Krishna is saying, now what? How can I bless you? How can I grace you? And they have an extensive conversation of how they have no qualities in themselves to be blessed, but their only quality is that Krishna was born amongst their community. And they are very grateful towards the Lord that he was born as one amongst the Yadava community. And like that, they feel that that is the only quality through which they can be graced or blessed. Krishna is further pleased to see that there is a lot of selflessness amongst the gopis, and they are all dependent upon Krishna. And hence, he asks, so what is the parai? The parai has been spoken time and time again, right from the first verse. In fact, the month of Margasirsha has started for this year, whereas 4 days ago. And today, maybe others can be on mute. Yes, and today forms the 4th day of the Margasirsha day, where the 4th verse is ongoing. And a couple of days back, the first verse, the very first verse where she says, Narayanane namakke parai taruvan. Lord Narayan would give us the parai, the very intent for which we are doing this vow of going to Yamuna river and taking a bath. We are in verse number 29. Almost a year ago, we covered about this verse. And in that, they said that Lord Narayan will give us, for sure, he will give us the parai. And now they are standing before Krishna. It's not Narayan. It's Krishna. It's Govinda. And she mentions in her verses that how their real intent was to become the wives of Krishna. And Krishna wanted to be their husband. They wanted Krishna to be their husband. And that is the parai that they're going to ask. But is that the only meaning of parai? Krishna wants to know. And that is when they mentioned about the 29th verse, which we briefly spoke about last week, and we will try to conclude it today. So the verse was like this. It should come on your screen. It should be on your screen. Let me just share my screen. So yes, here it comes. Okay, here it goes. So the verse goes as like this. Sitram sirugalai vandunnai sevittu komputram adigadiயை போற்றும் பொருகேலாய் பெற்றம் மேல் துன்னும் குலத்தில் பிறந்தனி குற்றவேலங்களை கொல்லாமல் போகாது எற்றப்பறைகொள்வான் அன்றுகான் கோவிந்தா எற்றைக்கும் ஏழேழு பெருவைக்கும் உந்தன்னோடு குற்றோமே யாவோம் உனக்கே நாமாய்ச் செய்வோம் மற்றைனம் காமங்கள் மாற்றேலோ ரம்பாவாய். So a very beautiful verse that she mentions that Sitram Sirugale Vandunnai Sevithu. We learnt about this, that very early morning, right before dawn, we will come and serve you. And we will come and sing the benediction of your memorable lotus feet, which are golden lotus flowers, which resembles the golden lotus flowers. Why they mention the golden lotus flowers? Because generally the women, they like flowers. And the flower has fragrance. However, it should have brightness and dazzleness. That it should be dazzling and it should be bright. So alone fragrance does not matter. But a flower dazzles and is bright only for a certain part of the day, and after which it kind of decays. It doesn't bloom anymore. Only during the blooming phase it dazzles and is bright. Whereas if you look at gold, it dazzles always. Once it's polished, it always dazzles and it always gives that brightness, but it doesn't have fragrance. So the women like ornaments and the women like flowers too. So when they look at the lotus feet of Krishna, they're saying that it is fragrant. At the same time, it's dazzling and it has this resplendent. So they're saying, we have come here early in the dawn to sing benedictions, to sing glories about your lotus feet. So this verse is directly talking about Krishna's lotus feet. On Potramare Adiye Potrum Porugela. This lotus feet they have sung time and time again in their 30 verses. Andal has sung how Vaman Dev's lotus feet pierced the entire sky. She spoke about how Krishna used his lotus feet to kick Shakatasura. How Krishna fought Keshi and other bull, Arishtasur, and many others, and the strength from his lotus feet were used. Though the strength of the fists were used, but the strength were drawn from the lotus feet. So, in this way, she has been always talking about the lotus feet of the Lord. And here, particularly, she says that the purpose behind our coming to you early before dawn and serving you, we would like to serve your lotus feet. And we would like to always sing benediction of your memorable lotus feet, which are as beautiful as the golden lotus flowers. Krishna says, what is so special about me? And what is so special about you? What is this speciality? Says that you have been born in the community of Gopalas, or you were born in the community of the Vrajvasis. And their first habit is that they will always take care of the cows. If they cook food, first they will offer it to the cows and only then they will eat. They always take care of their cows first. Cows comes first for them. So now you are born amongst this community, then you should follow the rules of the community. And the rules of the community is that you should follow the cows, the go, palas, and hence you fulfill the desire of the cows first. Similarly, we are simple coward women, and we are your maid servants. So follow in those footsteps and fulfill our desire first. What is your desire? Our desire is that we would like to offer small personal services unto you. And we want to render it not just as a physical exercise, we want to render it from our hearts. We want to completely execute this service. And Krishna says, for how much time you would like to execute this service? And she says that we have not only come here for parai, that means the drum or the equipment, and then take that equipment and depart. We are here to ask for the real parai. And Krishna says, why couldn't you say so right at the start that you want me as your husband? Andal says, look around, there are 5 lakh gopis and there are elders. We are sitting in your house. There is Nanda Baba, there is Yashoda Maiya, there is Balram, there is Nappinai. You think a girl can reveal her heart in front of the entire assembly that she wants you as my husband? No. So we want to use the code word. Just like how Vidura had used many codes, secret codes to tell Pandavas how to escape. Similarly, we are also using this code word called parai, where we are showing our intent that we want something more. Parai means drum. In Tamil, parai means the drum, the percussion equipment which is used for Nam Sankirtan or for announcements. So that has been already given in the verse number 27 when Krishna gave the percussion instrument which was played by Jambavan when Vamandev arrived. He gave the percussion instrument which was used by the Yadavas to make their announcements in Dwarka and in Mathura. He also gave away the percussion instrument of this parai or the drum which were used by Vanaras during the Treta Yuga while they were attacking Ravana's fort. So all the percussion equipments have been given already. Now Krishna is asking, which other parai are you talking about? And now they are saying, we did not come for those percussion equipments. Those were anyway charity. Now this is the real reason why we have come. The parai is, we want your service. We want to execute always your services. Whether there is a big service or a small service, we do not care. We want to execute. Somebody would like to massage your feet. Somebody would like to anoint sandalwood on your lotus feet. Somebody would like to make gopi dots on those lotus feet. Somebody would like to offer tulsi to your lotus feet. Somebody would like to smell the fragrant tulsis or the flowers which are offered to your lotus feet. Somebody would like to offer padukas to your lotus feet. Somebody would like to apply oil to your lotus feet. In this way, we want to do many, many small, small services unto your lotus feet. We have not come here merely to receive the percussion equipment or the drum and then depart. And by the way, this is our eternal service. If you are Paramatma and we are Jivatmas, we are Jivas, the Jivas' eternal role is Nityera Krishna Das. We are eternal servants of Krishna. So hence it is our duty to execute these services. He says, okay, do you want services for one lifetime? Do you want services for a couple of hours? Do you want services for a couple of years? Or do you want services for 2 lifetimes? What's the metric? How long do you need this service? Then she says the beautiful verse that etrekum ere peravaikum. 7. Ere means 7. In Tamil, ere means 7. She says 7 and 7. Now there is a question that what is this 7 and 7? She says 7 and 7 put together, number of births I would like to serve you. And there are a flurry of questions from many people who hear this first. Is it through successive births? That means that this birth you serve Krishna, the next birth you serve Krishna again, and the next birth you serve Krishna, like that for 7 births. Is she asking to serve Krishna? This is question number 1. 7 and 7, she says to put it together. So 7 plus 7, 14. Is she talking about 14 different successive births in this material world? Is she talking about 7 into 7, 49 successive births in this material world? Is she talking about 7 and 7, 77 different births in this material world? What is that Andal is trying to say? And then there is a principal question. If in the first birth she is actually serving Krishna very nicely, then she will go back home, back to Godhead. And if she goes back home, back to Godhead, why is she asking for another birth? There is no birth after liberation. Once you have liberated, you reach the Vaikuntha planets or you reach Golok Vrindavan, there is no coming back. So when there is no coming back, there is no fall down back to the Mrityu Loka, then why is she asking for multiple births again and again? So all these are questions which might run in a listener's mind. But Andal is very, very sharp. She has a very clear intention when she says 7 and 7 put together, we would like to serve you. So many successive births we would like to serve you. First, she says that irrespective of I do not know, I don't control my births. I don't control my liberation. Both are controlled by you, Krishna. So if there is an event that I take birth again, let me always serve you. Let me be your servant. This is one of the asks of Anda. The second thing she says is that maybe in the first birth itself, I will get liberated completely. And I'll go back home, back to Godhead. That is fine. So when I go back home, back to Godhead, either in Golok Vrindavan or in Vaikuntha, wherever I go, there also I will keep on serving you. Here also I am serving you. There also I am serving you. So there is no break in this. It's my intention that I start serving you early. That's why I'm serving you here in the material world. Because serving the Lord itself is so beautiful and so blissful. So she says that I would once reach the spiritual planet, which is Vaikuntha or Goloka, and I will continue to serve you, Krishna. Krishna says, how will you serve me? She says, by taking different bodies in the spiritual world. What do you mean by different bodies in the spiritual world? Birth means a soul taking different bodies. So birth happens in the material world when we take different bodies. But the same in the spiritual world also, there are probabilities that a spirit soul can take different rupas, different ways they can serve Krishna. So in this way, she says that I will take different forms to serve you even in the spiritual world. Krishna says, what if I leave the spiritual world and come to the material world? So she says, that's why I said multiple births, not for me, but for you. But Krishna says, I never take birth, I appear. He said, whenever you appear, those living entities in that world celebrate it as your appearance day, as your birthday. So whenever you appear, wherever you appear, even though we are liberated, we would like to come with you. And we would like to be always together. We don't need to be separated. We don't want to be separated from you. We like this union. We like this sambhoga. We like this union with you. We like this meeting with you. We don't want we don't want the separation like how Bharat had to be separated from Lord Ram. We don't want to be separated like how Sita was separated from Ramchandra. We don't want such a kind of separation. We want to be always with you. And for that, you should not reject us. We want to be always united with you, and we should have an inseparable kinship for all time through many, many successive births. And all we intend to do is, in all those births, we would like to be serving you. So this is what Krishna asks. Okay, whenever I appear, you want to come with me. What is your intent by coming with me? She says, Etrekum Yere Paravekum Undanod Utrome Yavom. We would like to only serve you and you only. See, sometimes these words are very, very important. Utrome, only you. The word only is very important. When I was studying mathematics in my younger days, my maths teacher asked me a question. He made 2 dots on the blackboard and he asked me, please tell me how many lines I can draw touching these 2, how many straight lines I can draw touching these 2 dots or points on the blackboard. I immediately got up and said, you can draw 1 straight line connecting both the dots. He said, wrong. I said, no, it is correct answer. He said, come and demonstrate. And I took the chalk, went to the blackboard, connected the first dot to the second dot, and I said, look, there is only 1 straight line that you can draw between these 2 dots. He said, while you have demonstrated it correctly, you have expressed it wrongly. I said, what is the difference? There is 1 here, 1 line, and I spoke that there can be only 1 line which can be connected. He said, no, there is 1 and only 1 line which can connect, the straight line which can connect both the dots. Because any other line that you draw will be curved, which will not be straight. So that very statement of only, when you put there, then it has further emphasis. Krishna is the only supreme personality of Godhead. There is nobody else. There is none else. So that only is very important. Sometimes certain words have their own emphasis. So here, Andal is saying that Krishna, we would like to serve you and only you. Utrome yavam unakke. We will be only serving you. Wouldn't you serve my devotees? Of course, when we serve your devotees, you get naturally pleased. So that is also part of your service. So we will be serving you and as you like. How do you know that what is liked by me or what is anukula, what is favorable way of serving towards me and what is unfavorable? Suppose you serve me in a way which is not what I really want or desire, then what would you do, Andal? Was the question from Krishna. And hence she says, Matrainam kamangal matra. Please remove any other desires. Kama, if I have a desire to serve anybody else, it is your responsibility, Krishna, that you please remove it. Remove it from our hearts that we want to serve anybody else apart from you. We don't need to serve anybody else. Our desire should be only to serve you. Krishna says, but what if I prefer that somebody else render service unto me? I know all of you are service, or all of you are rendering service unto me. But what if I prefer somebody else to render service unto me? She says, Matranam Kamangal Matra. You also remove these desires that you will get your service rendered by somebody else. Let it be us. This is the parai that we are looking at. So if somebody wants to render service exclusively towards you, enable us. And if you think somebody else can do also services unto you, fine, but ensure that we are always engaged in your service. And we want you to always ensure that we are not going away from your service. Our service to you is the most important. Remove any desires which are thinking that I will serve somebody else. And Krishna says, what if I don't remove my desire that I always want you all to serve me? And suppose you all are also serving me, but you have some hidden motives in the heart. So Andal says, remove that also. When we are serving you, we don't want any other desire. We want you to be in the center. You are our primary goal, the means and the end. So we would like to serve you completely. And how many times you would like to serve? Multiple number of times. Wherever you appear, we would like to be part of that appearance, that pastime, that leela, that we would like to come again and again and serve you. How do we understand this? It's very simple. There is a story that the Sri Vaishnava Acharyas mention that once a girl from the city, she got married and she came to the village to stay in her husband's house. The husband's house was very orthodox and they used to follow the old age practices. And while in the city, she used to open the tap and the water used to flow out very, very simply. It used to be so much of ease. But in the village, there were no tap system. She had to use the well water. So she had to use the pulley, the rope, and she had to put the bucket and she had to pull the rope and then take the water out. So only well water was used for all the activities. So she had to do some hard labor. She was not used to it. She never used a rope and a pulley and a system by which she can pull out the water from the well. But her mother-in-law said, today you have to take the water out. And when she tried for the first time, the rope slipped from her hand and the bucket, which was already, it was smashed against the walls of the well and it had many dents. But because of that, she was not very accustomed to do this activity. Her hand slipped, the rope slipped, and the bucket fell inside the well. When the noise was heard, the mother-in-law came rushing out and she started looking at the newlywed daughter-in-law, and she said, haven't your mother taught you this? Don't you know in your house how to take water from the well? She said, I've never practiced it, but somehow or the other the bucket fell in. And then mother-in-law said that, this is one of the most costliest bucket that I had. It came from so many different generations and you have now put it inside the well. You cannot come inside the house unless and until you get the bucket back from the well. Don't imagine this in today's scenario. Because most probably if somebody says like this, maybe the mother-in-law will be in the well. But this is old scenario, a time which has passed where this kind of a predicament was given to none other than the daughter-in-law, and she started crying. She didn't know where to go. And she waited for her husband to come back from the office. And when the husband came back, he saw that his wife, newly wedded wife, is crying and she's sitting outside and she's not entering the house. And she told the whole narration. The husband said, don't worry. My mother herself has dropped her this bucket so many times. She's acting as if she has done it. She has never done it, and you have done such a grave mistake. I will get down into the well and I will pick up the bucket. He starts to change and he enters the well. He climbs down one step at a time. All the eyes are looking at him, whether he will be successful or not. And as he makes his way down, he enters the well water and he swims around and he first takes a dip inside and goes under the water and gets a bucket out and says, "See, I have brought it up." And then the daughter-in-law looks at it and says, "This is not the bucket. This is actually a jar. This is not what I dropped." And the mother-in-law says, yeah, give it, give it, give it. I dropped it 3 months back. Thank you so much. I was searching for it. I did not know I dropped it. Now, daughter-in-law had a look at the mother-in-law. Look, you also did this mistake, but now you are telling us. Very strange. Right? And then the husband says, "Oh, that means that this is not the bucket. There is something else." Then he again takes a dip inside. When he again takes a dip inside, he finds something else. He finds the old soap box, which was pushed into the well while somebody was taking bath in and around the precincts of the well. He said, "Is this what you guys are looking for?" No, no, no. This was dropped 1 year back. Good that you brought it. Bring that up. Like this, he does many dips. At last, he finds that one bucket which was dropped now by the daughter-in-law. And he brings that up. And then everybody is happy. So the analogy goes that we are the souls like the bucket which are in such a deep well like this material world. And every time the Lord comes and jumps into the well to pick up such jivas, and he looks and asks, "Srimati Radharani, is this the person that you're looking for?" She says, "Yes, yes, bring him back home, back to Godhead." And whoever is there in the material world in that well are picked up. So Krishna takes this effort multiple times to take multiple dips inside that well to take back the souls. So Krishna does take many, 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 many avatars or incarnations in many different universes. And Andal is saying, every time you take, I want to be a part of that Leela. I want to be with you. I want to serve you and serve your lotus feet. This is our desire. Our desires are not independent of you. Our desires are completely dependent of you. Our desires, if we have any other desire, remove them. If we have desire for self praise or self happiness in which there is no part of you, Krishna, remove that desire. If you have a desire that you will render service from somebody else, then also remove that desire. In this way, Andal is saying that please ensure that all our desires which are completely opposite to serve you eternally, birth after birth, not ours, your appearance after appearance in multiple different universes, every time we come along with you. So in this way, she says, in other words, we would like to be always in union with you, which means that in the Madhurya Rasa, it means that we would like to be wedded to you. We would like you to have you as our husband every single lifetime, every single pastime, where you are our husband. In the Madhurya Rasa, we can actually serve you. This is following in the footsteps of the gopis. We would like to serve you. And we pray that you will forbid any other desires. You will remove any other desires which is coming in our minds. In this way, Andal is saying and putting a strong notion of how she wants union with the Lord. Sometimes many devotees, they believe that the Vipralamba mood, the separation, the mood of separation from Krishna is the highest. However, we have to understand that separation does not exist unless and until there is a union. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 3.5.23, that is the third section, the fifth part where it talks about Madhurya Rasa. And in that, in the 23rd verse, it mentions how Madhurya Rasa has got 2 points, which is Sambhoga and Vipralamba, which means separation and union. This is being spoken about very distinctly in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And while this is being spoken about in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and is talking about how these two aspects of union and separation, many feel that separation is the highest. Of course, separation is there where Krishna's feeling and his separation, his viraha, his feeling is intense. However, all the Brajvasis, everybody is focused on when will that time be when we will attain Krishna, when we will meet Krishna again. In fact, in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 10th chapter, 8th verse, where Krishna is departing towards Dwarka, at that time Krishna embraces Yudhishthir Maharaj and then climbs onto the chariot. When he climbs onto the chariot and when he is about to depart towards Dwarka, it is mentioned that many personalities, Draupadi, Kunti, Subhadra, his sister, Gandhari, Dhaumya, Kripacharya, Yuyutsu, and many other such personalities, they all are about to faint. Bhima, Nakula, Sahadev, all these personalities are about to faint because they cannot sustain this separation from Krishna. Separation from Krishna is, they cannot even imagine. If you have come in contact with Krishna, if you have seen him face to face, and if you remember his activities, his form, his smile, his pastimes, then it becomes very difficult for a living entity to be separated from him. So it's mentioned in that purport that Srila Prabhupada says what to speak about Srimati Radharani and her mood of separation. It is beyond compare. It is beyond our even imagination. It cannot be described, is what Srila Prabhupada writes in the first canto itself, the 10th chapter, 8th verse. So we have to understand that it's a very high intensity, the highest intensity. So there is separation in meeting, and there is also meeting in separation. How do we understand this? In fact, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says this very beautifully. Kakana yadyapi kari nayana mudrana hridayata pai tabe tara darshana elagi na chahi amitahara prasada prasada haite bhala e mata vishada prasadete ekha dikhe dekhi bare pai ekha na dekhite pai ei dikhe chai. Prasadete ekha dikhe dekhi bare pai. Krishna says to the gopis that when I see Srimati Radharani, when I see her, I see one Srimati Radharani right in front of me, and our eyes meet, and it's like a thick honey flowing between both of us. I look at her, she looks at me, and I look at one Srimati Radhika who is right there. Beauty personified, Srimati Radhika is right there. Ekhana dekhite pai, but when I do not see Srimati Radharani, when I am separated from her, then wherever I look, I can see Srimati Radharani. There are millions and millions of Srimati. When I look at the leaves, I remember Srimati Radharani. When I look at the trees, I remember Srimati Radharani. When I look at Radhakunda, I remember Srimati Radharani. So when she is in front of me, I see only one Radhika, Srimati Radhika. But when she is not in front of me, I see millions and millions of Srimati Radharani. So from that perspective, taking darshan of millions and millions of Srimati Radharani, separation is very high. It has got its own viraha, has got its own bliss, that you're constantly thinking about your beloved. However, even in that mood, the mood is to meet. Srila Prabhupada writes in that same purport in the first canto that how when Srimati Radharani and all the gopis saw Krishna in Kurukshetra, they did not say that, okay, viraha is greater, I will stay in this viraha mode. No, they immediately caught on to the chariot and started pulling it. Said, you come back. Every single messenger who came and their every single message to Krishna is that don't send us back, don't give us separation. Please don't give us separation. When Krishna played the Venu Geet, when Krishna played his flute, they were all in Purvaraga. And they wanted to meet Krishna. So then there was Pranay Geet. And when they met Krishna, Krishna said, I think you should go back. You have duties back home. And at that time, they sang Viraha Gita. They gave bad words to Krishna, saying that don't say like this. You are breaking our heart. We came to meet you, and after meeting you, you are telling us to separate. This is not possible. And Krishna said, okay, I was just joking, you be here. And he ensured that there was Ras Leela, where every single gopi was dancing with Krishna. Again, there was meeting. But in between the Ras Leela, he again left. So there was separation again. So then the gopis sang Gopi Geet, where there is separation during Ras Leela. And after that, they also sang Yugal Geet, where there was a 12-hour separation, where Krishna had to go into the forest. And they were feeling separation from Krishna, and they could not see Krishna. And when Krishna returned, they were so happy. They used to feel like seeing Krishna the whole time. And when Akrura took away Krishna from Vrindavan, they also sang the Viraha Geet. They said, Akrura, you are the most cruel person. You are making us separated from Krishna. But the Tattva says that Krishna never left Vrindavan. Ekam padam na gacchati. He never leaves Vrindavan. He is always there in Vrindavan. But why do the gopis are feeling separated? Because the form they want to see, the Sham Sundar, is not in front of them. They want to embrace Krishna. They want to be the wives of Krishna. They even say that the Mathura women are so great that they get so much access to Krishna. We are simple cowherd girls. We don't get access to Krishna. So they have this constant thought that I want to embrace Krishna, that when Uddhava comes, and Uddhava comes and says that Srimati Radharani, this is the message. And then Srimati Radharani speaks the Brahmar Gita in Malini Chand very beautifully. She addresses Uddhava through the bumblebee, and she speaks to the bumblebee. So that is also in separation. So the separation and the meeting are like two banks, and the love, the river of love, flows between these beautiful two banks of separation and union. But here also we see that Andal is saying that I don't want to be separated. I would like to be always with you, and I want to always be exercising this service. So sometimes I feel that the devotees mention that they always want to be in the mood of Vipralamba. No, but that is not the case. The Brajvasis do not always think of only being in Vipralamba. The minute they get the chance to meet Krishna, they meet him. The minute they get a chance to pull Krishna towards Vrindavan, they will pull him. The whole point of Vipralamba is for that one meeting with Krishna, because that intensifies the love. And in this way, it is like a spiral which keeps growing more and more and more and more, and gives more opportunities of service. And that way, it is completely achintya. It is completely achintya. It is completely inconceivable, not comprehensible. That how this grows, how the separation adds more love towards union, and how the union adds more love towards separation. So that's why she says, Etrekum yere peravaikum mundan nodu kutrome yavo munakke namai chevo matrenam kamangal matre loram bhavai. Please, for many, many successive births, I want to serve you and you only. That is my only desire. And if we further think that is this how, what is the mood of the Gaudiya Acharyas, we can see this even further in the song that is sung by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his song called as Siddhi Lalasa, song number 10, he sings about this very fact. Shri Krishna Bira hai Radhika Radasa Amito Sahite Nari Jugala Milana Sukhera Karana Jivana Chadite Pari. Sri Krishna Birahe Radhikara Dasa says, whenever Radha is suffering from separation from Krishna, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, as Kamal Manjari, he is saying that I am unable to give any solace. Amito Sahite Nari, I cannot give any solace to Srimati Radharani because she is completely suffering in separation from Krishna. Jugana Milana Sukhera Karana. I am unable to tolerate seeing her condition and my heart completely breaks because her condition is so pitiful. Then what he says, Jugala Milana Sukhera Karana Jivana Chadite Pari. That I am fully prepared. Jivana Chadite Pari. I am fully prepared to give up my life for the sake of their reunion. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, if Vipralamba was so great that everybody wanted to be only in Vipralamba, why would Bhaktivinoda Thakur say, I am ready to give my life so that they unite together? They come because I cannot see Srimati Radhika Radharani in that plight. Radhika Charana Tyajiya Amara Kshana ke praloya hoya Radhikara tare Satabara mari Se dukha amara soya. If I were ever to give up the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika, I would become totally devastated in an instant. For her sake, I am prepared to tolerate the pain and agony of death 100 times. Etrekum yereru peravaikum. If we want to see it in this way, we can see it in this way as well. Ehe no radhara charana jugale Paricharja pabo kabe Aha braja jana more doya kori Kabe braja bane lobe. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, when will I be able to serve such a divine pair of lotus feet as Srimati Radharani's? Here also, they are asking for serving the lotus feet. Etrekum yereru paravaikum Mundan nodu kutrome yavo munakke namatu. I would like to serve your lotus feet, Krishna. Here, as Gaudiyas, we are servants of Srimati Radharani. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, very naturally, is saying that when will I serve Srimati Radharani's lotus feet? And when will I serve the divine pair of lotus feet as Srimati Radharani's? And hence he begs all the residents of Braja, please be merciful. When will you take me into the transcendental forests of Vrindavan? When will you take me in your service? And he says, Bilasa Manjari, Ananga Manjari, Sirupa Manjari, Ara, Amake Tuliya Loho, Nija Pade Deho More Siddhi Sara. O Vilas Manjari, O Ananga Manjari, O Rupa Manjari, please lift me up and bring me close to your own lotus feet, thus bestowing upon me the quintessence of eternal spiritual perfection. So this entire song of Siddhi Lalsa, though it's very, very high, and as Srila Prabhupada says that it's beyond our imagination. But this is not a state which is not achievable. This is a state which is very much achievable. This is a state where devotees should aspire Our whole life is not for only anartha nivritti. We have to go higher. The documents, the scriptures, all are given to us to pave our way towards that goal. And we should try to achieve that goal. So in this way, Andal is saying that please give me this benediction. And the same benediction we can see in one more Srimad Bhagavatam shloka, which is Muchkunda shloka, which is, of course, the rasa is different, but nevertheless, you will see that in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 51st chapter, 55th verse, there's only one line of purport, but that purport is very apt, even if it is one line. Na kamaye nyam tava pada sevanad akinchana prarthad atmad varam vibho aradya kastvam hi apavargadam hare vrinita aryo varam atma bandhanam. Muchukunda is saying, "Oh, all powerful one, I desire no boon other than service to your lotus feet. The boon most eagerly sought by those free of material desire. Matrai nam kamangal matra. Please remove any other material desire, because this is the boon that I would like to have, to always serve your lotus feet." Muchkunda is saying the same. Oh Hari, what enlightened person who worships you, the giver of liberation, would choose a boon that causes his own bondage. So remove all those which will cause my bondage, and I want only one boon, to keep on serving you life after life after life. And look what Srila Prabhupada writes, Prabhupada's disciples' wife. The Lord offered Muchkunda anything he desired, but Muchkunda desired only the Lord. Such a beautiful statement. The Lord offered Muchkunda anything he desired. You ask whatever you desire. And he said, Matrai nam kamangal matra. Please remove all other desires. And my only desire is you, the Lord. And this, Srila purport says, this is pure Krishna consciousness. Our consciousness should be to chant the holy names in this mood and mood alone, that we are only here to render service unto the Lord time and time again. So in this way, she puts her final surrender prayer to none other than the Lord, saying, Etrekum ere peravekam. This is what we came for serving you and to ask for your service. The drum and others were just code words so that we can actually reach you here. But please understand, we want you as our husband. And Krishna hears this, and Krishna smiles, and he says, I will give, I will give, I will give. Krishna is ready to give this as service. And in this way, the entire Tirupavai and her verses come to an end at verse number 29. Verse number 30 is actually a Falastuti, which actually tells what happens if one actually hears this. And you can see the photographs out here on your screen. And you can see that how all the gopis are asking to serve his lotus feet and asking for service. There's Krishna and his lotus feet, which is enjoyed even by the cows. And you can see here in this photograph that how they would like to take different forms, even be it in Vaikuntha or be it every time Krishna appears in the material world. Somebody would like to engage in a service of singing for him. Somebody would like to debate with him. Somebody would like to serve his lotus feet. Somebody would like to offer prayers. Somebody would carry a flagstaff of Garuda. Somebody would offer him a whisk. So in this way, they would like to be engaged in different services. And Andal is saying, I would like to be your eternal consort. I would like to be your wife. And you can see here as well that how she wants to serve Krishna in different ways in Vrindavan. These are the different photographs or the paintings by Keshav, which showcases the same mood, that there are many, many Andals, and she wants simple services to be rendered to none other than Krishna. Here you see that she is shown to have many hands. That means with many hands, she would like to serve many, many times. And this is also beautiful. This is called as the garland of services. So if you watch closely, you can see that in every part of the garland, she's trying to serve. She's trying to offer her obeisances. She's trying to sing the glories. She's trying to do bhajan. She's showing the mirror to the Lord. She is arranging the gems in terms of verses. She's playing the veena. She's doing the chamar. She's actually doing kirtan. So in this way, anytime she comes in contact, she would like to always serve the Lord. This is also being showcased here. So in this beautiful way, we see that the 29th verse is also something that we completed today. The next lecture would be one of the last ones where we discuss about the 30th one. We are still in the Margai month, so we will completely be utilizing the Margai month, the Margasirsha month. And after discussing the 30th verse, the last lecture would be talking about the conclusion. What happened next after uttering these 30 prayers? How did Andal get married to none other than the Lord of her heart? And we have to also go back to the original story of the Katyayani Vrata, which is where we all started, and what happened as per Gopal Champu, and details around what happened to the gopis. Where was Srimati Radharani in this entire Katyayani Vrata? And all those details are still yet to come. So for that, we will wait for another couple of weeks where we will come to a grand conclusion of this wonderful work of Tirupavai. Thank you everyone for your kind attention. Thank you for the love, and thank you for all the questions and answers that you've been having. If there are any mistakes, those are truly mine. And if you found something very nice to share or to realize or to think about, all glories goes to Srila Prabhupada and his disciples, and also to the acharyas who have given us brilliant commentaries from the Sri Vaishnava and many other sources. So all glories go to them, none to me. Thank you very, very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Andal ki jai, Tirupavai ki jai. If there are any questions, comments, clarifications, we can discuss. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you for the beautiful session. And finally, we know that Andal needs that Parai as nothing but a service to Lord, and she always wants to be with him eternally and get married to him and serve him forever. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Dear
Thank you.
devotees, please go ahead with your questions and realizations.
If there are no questions, I would like to read that Prabhupada quote again.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
So it's nice class. Thank you. My question is, you mentioned about the Lord came himself, not the avatar, correct? If I understood. So is there something like some sloka or some, is there something mentioned in scriptures, the verses Bhagavatam or any? I know that Krishna is the source of all incarnation, but I'd like to know specific some slokas so that I can tell to the people whenever they ask questions.
So in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, as himself or to his incarnations. As a devotee, so yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatpanam shrajamiham. This is a direct verse which he says in Bhagavad Gita, that I come again and again into this material world whenever there is annihilation, to annihilate the miscreants and to protect the devotees. But he says to protect the devotees first. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmana sujama paritranaya sadhunam. To protect the devotees. Vinashaya cha dushtatam. To annihilate the miscreants. Dharma samsthapanarthaya. To entirely establish the proper codes of religion. Sambhavami yuge yuge. In many yugas, I keep coming back again and again. Now, from a Krishna's perspective, in the Krishna Samhita, Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions that Krishna appears in the heart of devotees, not necessarily only in the yugas. In chapter number 7, there is a verse in Krishna Samhita in the purport. If I can find that, I will share it with you, where it says that Krishna Samhita, Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions that Krishna appears in each and everybody's heart. in every devotee's heart. So even in those appearances, whenever Krishna appears in the heart of the devotees, and he appears many, many times. So that is also an indication that his appearances are not singular. There are many times. Pandal is saying that every time you appear, I would like to be your servant. And the third point is that Krishna appears after a certain millennium as is. That means like how he is, the full potency of Krishna. He appears in a certain manvantara. So when that manvantara is over and his pastimes are over, he'll go into another universe where that manvantara is going on, and he will appear. So like this, he will appear in many places. This is also mentioned in the scriptures. I can find those verses and also share it with you. So like this, we see that from Bhagavad Gita, he mentions he appears again and again.
So a lot of people in the world, except our maybe in the Gaudiya Sampradaya, maybe a lot of people are confused that Krishna is also come from the Lord Vishnu and all that. So I was thinking, I understand that yada yada dharmasya, but I'm trying to.
Krishna's the Bhagavan Swayam. That's one verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Brahma Samhita says a very beautiful Deeparchareva. That shloka, if I can pull the Brahma Samhita and I can actually. Yes, that shloka also. Yes, so that shloka also gives us a very clear indication that the first candle is none other than Krishna, and the second one is the Chaturvyuha, etc. So in this way, from that shloka, also we can get to know that Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. Right? So Brahma Samhita is a great source. Srimad Bhagavatam says this at multiple places. And even in the pastime of Srimad Bhagavatam, when Krishna, I think in the 11th canto, if I'm not wrong, where Arjuna is taken to, when Arjuna loses the promise of the Brahmanas, and when they travel through the Vaikuntha, and they reach Vaikuntha, and then Lord Vishnu says, I wanted to see you personally. And there is a deity in Kerala who's called as Purnatraisha. You should visit that deity in Kerala. Very beautiful deity where Lord Vishnu is half sitting upright and half sleeping, because he wanted to pay his obeisances. Vishnu wanted to pay obeisances to Krishna, and Krishna said, don't get up. This is a drama which is going on. I am acting as a supreme personality. So you don't break the drama. And then he's okay. He understands Krishna's instruction. He's half getting up, half sitting down. He's known as Purnatraisha. So that place also indicates that Archa Vigraha also indicates the supremacy of Krishna over Vishnu. And many such places. There are many scriptures and quotes which beautifully. And then the four extra qualities of Krishna: Rupa Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, and the four extra qualities also indicate the supremacy of Krishna, and how Vishnu possesses 60 different qualities. So all these put together, we can definitely see, and we can definitely say. The intent is not to disturb another devotee if they are fully committed towards that kind of a mood in terms of a dasya. But as Gaudiya devotees, followers of Rupanuga, we understand it much more wonderfully through the scriptures that Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead, and all incarnations are coming from Krishna. Does that help, Prabhu?
Thank you so much for good answer. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes, Sunil Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much.
Dear devotees, if anyone has any more realizations or questions.
I think Sunil Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much. Beautiful class. I like the point.
Prabhuji, I don't think all the devotees are very satisfied.
No, there is Sunil Prabhu. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sunil Prabhu, go ahead.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, am I audible?
Yes, very much audible.
Prabhuji, you have said that we have to aspire for the mode of the gopis, Prabhu, and it is achievable in this life only, and we have to come over up the another nivati process, Prabhu. Like, can you say a little bit about more? Like, I think it is difficult, Prabhu, in this life at least. How can we speed up the another nivati process, Prabhu?
When we take the association of those devotees who are beyond the anartha nivritti stage, we learn from them and go under their tutelage. And we learn from those devotees who are in the Raganuga path, then we will be able to achieve this. So, in other words, through a devotee who is having prem, he can give prem. So, having a good amount of exposure with devotees who are rasik in nature and who are having love in the heart, they will be able to give. And special worship of none other than Sri Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the giver of all the love of Godhead. One has to be completely surrendered unto his lotus feet. And one has to pray to him to showcase that devotee who has love in his heart, and following in that tutelage, we reach there. It is not very much possible that only by sadhana bhakti, only by our own merit, we will achieve that highest goal. No. Our endeavor needs to be there. Our endeavor is not the only condition for the mercy to flow, but the mercy will flow through a devotee who has already received it. So that is the way to achieve. So one should be very, very surrendered. One should be ready to say, I cannot reach there, and should fall and find out such great devotees. And we have so many wonderful devotees in our movement. Some of them are hidden, and they should be taken, their benefits should be taken. And one should reveal their hearts and take guidance and go through that path and purify themselves to go towards the higher goal. That way we can achieve in this very lifetime with the grace of Sriman Mahaprabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji, that association has to be physical only, or else online also fine?
It should transform the heart. It should transform the heart in a way, whatever medium, preferably physical. It enables us. See, the physical medium enables the teacher to tweak our ear. In digital medium, you can mute. You can keep the person silent and you can go around doing your activities. But when you are in proximity, learning, like I think Bhakti Brihad Bhagavat Maharaj, he gave a very nice example. He came up with these USBs of Srila Prabhupada's all lectures uninterrupted by advertisements of YouTube or anything, because most of the devotees, they see Prabhupada lectures and videos on YouTube and the ad comes in between. So he made a USB where all the recordings of Srila Prabhupada is there. And when you play that recording, it is so beautiful that you see every action of Prabhupada, even when he is like touching his nose, when he's touching his ears, when he's just putting his hand behind. Every action of the Vaishnava, when you watch it very deeply, a person who is such a rasik devotee, Srila Prabhupada, one who is deeply, deeply a pure devotee of the Lord, every action of his, when you are in touch with him uninterruptedly, you are just watching Srila Prabhupada time and time again, just his actions, everything, his mannerisms, his actions, his way of speaking, his way of smiling. It's almost purifying. So physical association is definitely, yes, purifying, but sometimes pure devotees magic run much more than physical devotees. Vani is also very, very, impacting our heart, but the heart has to get transformed. So it's nice that we take the digital association of those great devotees, but if there are devotees present in and around us in this world while we are living and contemporary to us, we should take their association. We should go under them and learn.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes, Praladananda Prabhu, Dandot Pranam, Hare Krishna. You had a question.
Dandot Pranam, Prabhuji.
Dandot
I
Pranam.
didn't have a question. I just wanted to add one more slok.
Sure,
Mahatma
sure.
Prabhu asked me, same from Brahma Samhita, Ramadi Murti Sukalani Tisthannana Avtaram Kodi Bhunesh, Krishna Swayam. Those two words are used. Yeah, so Bhagavan Krishna is the original. All of us are fully convinced by Sri Prabhupada that it is Bhagavan Krishna who is the original. All Vishnu Tattvas are his expansions, and they are only 93%. Those four features of Bhagavan Krishna, Venu Madhuri, Roop Madhuri, Ras Madhuri, all these are exclusive to Lord Sri Krishna. So that's what we have. I just wanted to share that, Prabhu. Thank you. A very excellent class, Prabhuji. I hope we all will get association of Mother Andai and Nipadna and all those great devotees through this very nice discourse you have given, Prabhuji. Dhanavad Pranam.
Thank you. Dhanavad Pranam. Hare Krishna. Thank you for that quote. Yes, back to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for the very, very nice class. We know now what is Parai. Now we are waiting for the grand finale. I'm very excited about the class where you're going to put everything in perspective with respect to Srimati Radharani and again circle back to the origin of the Katyayani Vrat. Very interesting series, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I think Vinita Mataji has raised her hand, and I would like to read the Prabhupada quote again. Yes. Vinita Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for wonderful class. I just wanted to say you thank you, Prabhu, because I am from the place where I never did this, Margasirsha Vrata, all of this. I never known about this. I heard in the movies, Dhanurmas and all that. In the movies, I heard about it, but I never know what's the story behind it, why we appreciate that, which is the presiding deity that we worship. Nothing. Because of your classes, I came to know, and right now I'm not able to do exactly what they do, but then I am trying to hear the pasurams every day, 1, 2, 3, and something meditation, whatever I heard from your classes. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Praying that one day I will be able to know everything and then recite. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you for your sincere try. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, back to Prabhupada's quote, which is so apt for today.
You want me to read it, Prabhu?
Yes.
Okay, 1 second. Let me open it up. It is 19 December. December, Srila Prabhupada's quote. The secret of surrendering to Krishna is that such surrendered devotee sees that everything is part of Krishna's plan. Whatever is meant to be, I am doing. Let me do it with full attention to every detail. Let me become absorbed in such service and never mind what it is. Let all other considerations be forgotten, and my only desire is to do the thing best for Krishna's alone pleasure is my motive. Letter to Jay Pataka, December 19, 1972.
Wonderful. It's the same.
Same thing, yeah.
Same thing. So very wonderful. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much.
Jai.
Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kapasandubhayucha patitanam
Patitanam
pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Ananda Koti Vaishnavavrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Glories to all these.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji ki jai.